Hello and welcome once again. It's always a pleasure coming your way with video lectures such as these. This series, we are going to switch from Excel straight into PowerPoint. And once we have covered the basics or introductory portions of this one as well, we'll now try to see how we can integrate Excel, Word, and then on PowerPoint. And then we'll show you some few bonus lessons that will all come in handy to make you a better version of yourself in using these tools as far as your journey in this academic arena is concerned. So we'll hit the nail on the head and then proceed accordingly. What are our objectives for this particular session? Primarily, we are trying to define what a presentation software is. We need to know how to plan an effective presentation. We're quite brisk about some of these things, how we examine the PowerPoint, window, enter slide text, add a new slide, format text, apply themes, checking spellings, compare presentation views, etc., and of course printing it out. So let's not waste too much time before you even move to the next. Before you watch this video continuously, you only need to hit the pause button right here. Ask yourself, what is a presentation software? Just pick a sheet of paper and a pen, and note it down, and in your own words. Let's be a bit engaged. Don't just watch this video. If you're watching it from your phone or something, you just pause the video, open your whatever you use to take quick notes, and type what you think a presentation software is. It's as simple as that. Okay, for once, just be an active student, right? So I hope you are doing this. You finish typing or you finish writing it down, whichever be the case. All right. So I hope you did not just Google it. You didn't Google the answer. That doesn't qualify. Okay. Right. When we say presentation software, we basically are referring to any computer program that is used to organize and present information. If you can use any software tool to organize and present information, not Microsoft Word, not Excel, but a presentation software. Usually you are literally communicating your ideas to an audience. You getting the whole point? Communicating your ideas. So usually bullet these or outline these ideas and present them to your audience. It could be in the form of notes, it could be in the form of on-screen presentations, it could be in the form of audience handouts, slideshow broadcast, or even outline pages. So they typically can be in the form of something like this, as you can see from this slide. If I should zoom in closely, you notice that what you see above there is a PowerPoint handout, and then the one below is a PowerPoint presentation that have been saved in the form of a video. All of these things are options that are available to you. Right now, beyond that, what do we do if we say something, an application or a tool is a PowerPoint? What is common amongst them? Because we have Google has their own presentation software available on the cloud. Those of you using Apple books, Apple devices, operating system, there is a presentation software. I think they call it Presenter or something. It's like somebody standing on the pulpit. That kind of. You know what I'm talking about. That tool is also available for you. They are all presentation software. But how do they have in common? You should be able to edit the text very easily. You should be able to change the appearance of the information on it. You should be able to organize and arrange your information. You should be able to incorporate information from other sources, objects, etc. Present your information in a variety of ways, and of course, it should give you opportunity to collaborate effectively and efficiently. Now, what goes into planning an effective presentation in the first place? It's important we understand this briefly. This is not any detailed discussion here. You probably could find more information like this on the internet or something. But this is just a highlight of the key ones. Determine and outline your message. You determine and outline your message. You don't go and read news to us. You don't go and present several pages of a document and then you read them to your audience. No, you need to determine the message you want to put out there. That's why on the third point we have indicated determining the type of output. So you outline your message and then talk to your audience. That's why you need to identify the audience you are speaking to. I'm speaking to right now to university students, level-headed people who can reason and decipher and make meaning out of things and decide for themselves what they want to do. People we are trying to group and make problem solvers for the future. When I'm standing in front of a congregation in the chapel, it's a different thing entirely. I'm standing in front of a youth group to share some idea with them. It could be one message, but the way and manner the information will be presented will be influenced largely by the audience that I have identified with, or as going to be at the receiving end of my presentation. You need to understand where you're going to make this delivery. If it's an interview, you should know that yes, I'm going to make a presentation to a panel who are likely going to be in a position to define my next salary or something. So I'm not going to take anything for granted. You should know that maybe I need to carry along with me a flash drive. I need to carry along with me a projector. I need to carry along with me extension board because something could fail me, So know your location, your delivery location. I've already made mention of the outputs, and determine your design. You don't present a design that will be suitable for church in school. You don't present a presentation that should catch on with some select youth in a different setting. You should spend time on this and project the right designs, not excessive, unnecessary animations. And we'll come to that also in the later session. Like I said, this is just an introductory portion. And then, of course, you need to know how you decide on additional material that may be relevant to your presentation. And you carry all of them along accordingly. Right, so let's look at the normal view. Let's get straight to the point and experience the PowerPoint presentation for ourselves, the tool. So, as I always do, you can either click on the Windows button and either search for what you're looking for or select from the list of options if yours pops up like mine has, because this has been pinned. So I'll go ahead and type PowerPoint and then run it. It opened on my other display screen. This view is quite common to everybody. We have the backstage view, so we have three major tabs: the home, new, and then open. And the open will lead you to destinations where you can select your applications, existing files from PowerPoint presentation files. We have the new, where you can select from a ton of templates that keeps on adding on, and then maybe of course a blank presentation if you don't need any of these templates. You could have some personalized ones, of course, like I do here. Then we have the home tab that can give you the option to also choose same from existing themes or templates, as well as pinned, recent, or shared with you documents that may be sitting on your PC somewhere or accessible any means possible. So we'll go ahead with a blank presentation and then look at what we have. Now, what you continuously see this display on my screen. Most of you should be experiencing this, but we'll talk about this in a later section, maybe the bonus side. So as and when it pops up, I'm going to cancel it. And it's a special unique feature that we have because we have Office 365. It's an excellent tool. Trust me. We'll talk about it. All the goodies will come later on. But for now, let's get used to this process and acquaint ourselves with this tool effectively and efficiently. What you see here is the slide. This is your slide. This section is the slides pane. So you can have thumbnails of various slides that will all sit here, and when you select them, they will initiate what will be displayed on the main slide. Okay, we have a ribbon from one end to the other activated once you select a tab, and each of these ribbons comprises various groups of tools that work together in a related fashion to yield a desired result. So we have the quick access toolbar, the title of the application. You have your status bar that tells us what is happening. We are on slide 1 of 1. No spelling issues. Our English is United Kingdom, etc. This view we're looking at here is what we are referring to as the normal view, and is the default view. We can have the slide sorter, we can have the reading view, and of course we can have the presentation view, all of which are alternatives and options that are available to us. We'll spend time and talk about some of these tools as we make the needed progress. For example, any object you intend to insert in your application will emerge from the insert tab right from the ribbon, and lots of objects you can choose from. Great. Now, if you look closely to what we are looking at here, we have something blinking in there. So that is the portion where we have the liberty to insert a text into the PowerPoint environment. We call this the text placeholder. Any placeholder frame of this is called a placeholder. This one is also a placeholder. So you can call this one the title placeholder. You can call this one the subtitle placeholder. You click inside and then you get to see the insertion button blinking like that. That means I can go ahead and put in my text, my choice, and then subtitle, maybe presentation back by Mark Mensa, as you can see. So this is a placeholder with all these dash lines, as you can see from there. If you want to navigate or relocate an object, you have to select the placeholder, click and hold on your left click if you're using a mouse, or the same left click on the touchpad if you can, and then you can run it around as and when you choose. Excellently, these features of some of these new features of PowerPoint, where you can align two placeholders in a very nice organized fashion, is to your advantage, but it's not subject for conversation for now. So literally we say that any item that a slide can have, any item that can be modified on the slide, we can refer to that as a place, and we can refer to that as an object. So please take notice of that. Now, beyond this slide, so as you might have noticed, even if I remove the content on this slide, by default information there is click to add title and click to add subtitle. How about if I just have, say, one title and the rest of the content needs to be separate? Of course, this has to be just about a line, this one has to be a line, but I have more content to present in one form or the other. There are several options. You can right click on the existing thumbnail and then choose a new slide to get yourself a new slide with click to add title and click to add text. If for any reason this second slide needs to also have same layout as this, I easily just select that slide and then you go to the layout section under the home tab. On the ribbon we have slides group, so you go to the layout section, you have section header, title only, tons of options to choose from, even at least for a beginner stage. So you take notice of that bit as well. So that's the slide layout. Right, now within this section you notice that we have table, insert chart, insert smart graphs, etc, etc. This is what referred to as the content placeholder. If for any reason that is accommodating, you just select one of them, and then alternatively you can find every single one of these content options. If you are bringing them externally into the presentation, find all of those insertion points from the insert tab, and that should work for you. You take notice of that. Okay, great. Right, so once you have some text entered here, so for example, as I said, once you have a text and you intend to perform other adjustments like look and feel of it, appearance, etc. So for example, one of the fonts that has been highly recommended for presentations is what they refer to as the Lato Black. It doesn't come by default with Microsoft Office, so you may want to look it up on the internet and install it if you so desire. I can change the color and look and feel of it, and all of these events without changing the text form part of the formatting options that we can do. So formatting actually text allows you to, okay, it allows you to make specific points stand out and grab the audience attention. You can use buttons in the menu toolbar to format selected text. So for example, the moment I selected this text, once I highlighted it, then I have a menu toolbar with the font type, font group, etc. available. And this cut across almost all the Microsoft Office productivity tools section. So you take notice of that. It's important. Okay, so for example, in this one I can just change the half and then maybe turn it red, and that should let you know that all of these options are possible. Okay, now we can talk about the design theme. The design theme includes a set of 12 coordinated colors for fill, line, and shadow, or referred to as the theme colors. So the fonts for tiles and other text are called theme fonts, and then we have theme effects, and we design these themes to give our presentation a cohesive look. So if we look at this demo we have here, when you come to your design, you have a host of themes at our disposal. The colors are already there, the themes are already outlined, and then you choose whichever one will best suit your presentation. So if I select this one, for example, you see clearly what happens. So the fonts, the theme effect, colors, everything applies to any option that we borrow from the application, but you literally could do other things with other options, okay, once they are available to you, like this very one we have over here. Okay, so we need to design the themes to give the presentation a cohesive look, as I made mention of. That is very important. Then you apply these themes for various reasons as and when you so desire. Okay, so as I earlier on made mention of, PowerPoint presentation has a number of views. We can talk about the normal view, outline, slide sorter, pages, and then slideshow view. Now, aside from seeing these view options, aside from viewing these options below the page of the application, you can equally go to the view tab and you see the normal outline view, slide sorter, notes page, and then the reading views all at your disposal. But these are the major ones that we can highlight and talk about for now. Okay, so this is just once again an introductory lesson, and we are trying to acquaint ourselves with the development environment and then do the needful as and when it is required. Okay, so one other thing that I will show to you in this particular session is inserting and resizing a picture. You know, this is pretty straightforward. Excuse me. So I have an option to use the feature here, or I have an option to go to insert tab and then go to the pictures, selecting from device, stock images, online pictures, make a choice of our own. Let me pick something from this device, downloads, then let's see, just pick an image from somewhere, maybe this very one over here, you know, this very one over here, and it pops up right here. So the object appears and then the content placeholder vanishes, because now there is an object available and it stands out. Okay, so you take notice of that. You can hold the edges of the image to adjust. I personally prefer to maintain aspect ratio, so I usually adjust accordingly in this particular manner. Just hold it from the diagonal side of things, not the horizontal one that you mess it up or anything. No, all of that doesn't qualify. You can check your spelling as well in the Microsoft PowerPoint. I mean, there's no two ways about it. You can check your spelling about the content that you have placed in there using some easy, simple steps that have repeated themselves in Microsoft Excel and Microsoft Word and PowerPoint. Okay, so when we talk about spell check, we literally are referring to your ability to correct wrongly spelled content in your presentation, and it all counts depending on the platform on which the presentation is being organized. So for example, a spell check will not identify the word last as an error, even if you had entered it, you are intended to write, say, the word like past. So it becomes necessary to acquaint yourself with this tool as quickly as possible. ahead of your any presentation so that you are able to prepare accordingly and make sure you have what do you call it, an error-free presentation of some sort. Great. Now once your presentation is over and done, you can just go straight to the final tab, the file tab, and then you'll be able to save your file in several formats. Save it in several formats, videos, etc, etc, etc. So you can go ahead and print. In your printing, you have options to choose from: selecting the printer, selecting the settings for the printer depending on the nature of the printer, and of course you should be able to determine whether you want full pages, colored, qualitated, etc. It's actually quite straightforward and simple. So ladies and gentlemen, this was just an introductory class, and I hope you've learned a thing or two more are underway before your various respective assessments. So let's keep the conversation going and see you in the next video.